Devastating news has unfolded in the media space, BJ. Are you ready to
Oh,
brace yourself for this?
okay.
Paul George has announced that he will be load managing his podcast for the rest of the season. Hey, Paul George is cool. We got you, bro. Hey, fans of the Paul George podcast, we got you. Come and join the winning team over here. It's all good. He said he plans to take a break from the pod to focus on getting his body right, getting mentally right, and help this squad make a push towards their goal to finish the season out and give themselves a chance to be in contentions to compete for a championship. The Philadelphia 76ers are 12th in the Eastern Conference, 20 and 38 on a 9-game losing streak. BJ, some of the new listeners don't remember when I used to talk about Paul George on TV. And it ain't nothing personal with Paul George, maybe just a little bit, but am I the only one that thinks this is insane? You're on a 9-game losing streak, 12th in the East, and you're talking about I'm taking a break from the podcast to focus on my day job. Oh.
Hmm. I don't know why you do this to me, Mo. And Mo, I am not, ladies and gentlemen, gonna fall for this one.
There's nothing to fall
But
for.
if you
Do you know
can
what? Do you know what? You don't need to
if
fall
you
for
can
it.
no, I do need to fall for it because this deserves me to say something. And I'm gonna ask, I have a responsibility, right? I am here, I talk and I have a podcast and I talk and we always talk about real name, no gimmicks. This deserves a real response. And I'm asking our audience to forgive me for not responding. I am trying as best I can to have discipline, okay? Have discipline and not respond to something like this. This is, I don't want to say anything else, but thank you because we have the best audience. And thank you. And you guys, you're only terrific today. The audience is only terrific because there's nowhere else you can get away with not responding. This deserves a response
I'll
too, by the
respond.
way. Okay, I'll let Mo have it, and I'm gonna let him go for it.
BJ, I know how much you love stats. 2 weeks ago, I saw a stat that was really interesting to me. Since joining the Sixers, Paul George has uploaded 288 podcast clips to YouTube. He's made 197 field goals. He's uploaded more podcast clips than made baskets in the NBA. That to me, first of all, shout out to his team, who are, obviously Paul George is not editing and uploading. Shout out to the team. I know some of the guys there, they actually do a great job. I'm not criticizing them. I think it's Wave Media. They do a fantastic job with what they're doing. But Mr. Paul George, are you for real? More podcast clips than field goals made. I think now he must have surely made field goals. He had a decent game last night since quitting the podcast. But how has it taken this long for you to realize that, you know what, BJ, you say you're not falling for it, and that's okay. Because the people who needed to fall for it, they already fell for it. Daryl Morey gave this man 212 million guaranteed with the Philadelphia 76ers this offseason. 34 years old. This offseason. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? There was a reason the Clippers didn't want to pay him all that money. Now, if the Clippers, who have built a brand new arena, they need all the star power they can get. They want to sell out that arena. They want to sell their new jerseys, so on and so forth. If they're not willing to pay this guy, who they know, because he's been in their building, if they don't want to pay him, why the hell do you think it's a good idea to pay him? I think Paul George is a good player. Do I think he's a championship player? I don't think so. But he's getting $50 million this year, $52 million next year, $54 million the year after, and then $57 million at the age of 37. And this is a man who's too distracted by his podcast to take his job seriously in the NBA. BJ, I just got to say this for anyone out there who's listening. If there's anyone listening who wants to pay me $50 million to do anything in this world, I won't even think about doing another podcast.